Welcome to our webinar today, which is focusing on intelligent clean air management for gaming facilities. We're very pleased to have this webinar today. Maybe a couple of notes before we start the webinar. It's a 30 minutes or less presentation that we go through. It's talking about the examples and stories that we had with some casinos, and also how we help them through getting over some of the issues with air quality. We have about 10 minutes of QA session at the end of it. On the right-hand side, you see a chat box. Feel free to write your questions there even during the webinar. We will get back to you or answer those questions at the end, one by one in the Q&A session. Also, you see on the right-hand side an offer that we will talk about it at the end of the presentation, what that offer means. I turned off my video, also Mac did, because we want to make sure that we have a high quality audio so we don't get bad quality audio to you guys. Okay, let's start. We start with introducing the speakers. My name is Ellie, and I'm leading the digital clean air management system team at Mann & Hummel Tridem. I'm pleased to talk about the digital service that we provide. On the side, we have Mac as the guest speaker. He is the expert in filtration systems, and I will let him to give him a couple of sentences about himself. Mac?
Hello, everyone. This is Mac, of course. Glad to see you all made it to this webinar. As you see on the part, I've been in filtration for just many years, 20 years in the casino industry. So if there's an application that you need help with, I'm sure we'll be able to help you. Go ahead, Ellie.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mac. So just a quick information about what is the objective of this webinar. We basically would like you to walk away with 2 points or 2 notes in your head. One is to help you better understand the important factors of air quality management, and also answer the question of how to better engage and retain about 80% of your guests that are non-smokers in the casinos. With that said, we will shortly talk about why air quality is one of the important factors, and then talk about a couple of success stories that we had in the casino industry, and at the end show you how we can help you with having the high quality environment and increase your customer satisfaction for your business. So quickly over why air quality is important. You know that the air pollution is the 4th greatest cause of death. There are several statistics on this area, but what is very important is that the short-term exposure to poor indoor air quality can cause irritation of eyes, nose, and throat, and also bring headaches and dizziness. But the long-term exposure also can cause some very serious damages like DNA damage, respiratory diseases, and also heart disease and cancer. But what does that mean for the business or for the casino industry? To further illustrate on that and show you the customer pain points, you can see that the guests and visitors complain about the odors recently. Non-smokers are taking to the internet and expand their voice about casinos' air quality. They no longer will accept unsafe indoor environment. The second hand is smoking can not only affect the non-smoking customers, but also the staff, and increase, as I said, the risk of cancer and DNA damage. And intensified ventilation that most of the casinos are using can actually increase the problem of mixing the air between smoking and non-smoking areas. And we would like to show you that how we got into, answering some of the questions from the casino facility management. One of those questions was, how would I know I have the right clean air system for my building to achieve the desired air quality level that I want? We've been doing some researches, and we looked at the management at casinos that they're finding poor reviews and customer complaints regarding the health and safety of indoor environment and indoor air quality online and on internet. Understanding their guests, they had the right to breathe clean air. They sought some ways to actually improve that. We found out based on the research that on average, casinos received more than 5 poor online reviews regarding indoor air quality in recent years. Now, we would like to show you how we could help some of the local casinos with similar issue to solve their problems, to prepare themselves for proactive management of of air quality. In the graph that you see on the left-hand side, we didn't mention the name of the casino to keep to respect their privacy, but these are real numbers out of internet that was about poor indoor air quality on some big casinos. We helped, as I said, we helped a couple of local casinos, and I want you to remember this circle because we will refer back to it in next few slides. But these are the 5 simple steps that we took to improve the air quality in casinos and in our with our clients. The questions that we wanted to answer during the projects that we had was what is the air quality like in my building? Currently, when we ask them, they hire an indoor air quality expert to take the readings, and then they adjust the maintenance according to the complaints. We went there and said, what if there is a solution to give you air quality data in real time, anywhere, anytime, and give you the power to fix the problem before you receive a complaint? The second question was that, is my ventilation and purification system effective? Currently, you're getting complaints the only way that you know that it's effective or not. But what if there is a solution that can give you a peace of mind that your investment was worth it? The third question was, do I have the right filter for my building? Most of the casinos will use MERV 8 or 14 in high efficiency as a final filter, but what if there is a solution that tell you what type of filter you need based on your air quality needs? So you don't have to think about that, and don't you think that it will be more cost effective as well if you need a lower MERV compared to a higher one, for example, and that's enough for your building? So that's what also we wanted to answer that to the customer. And the last question, but not the least, was, can the HVAC predictive maintenance be optimized? You'll be surprised how much you can actually save by optimizing your predictive maintenance plan based on the data. And we'll show you that in a few slides. So the first slide that I'm going to show you next is the example of air quality transparency in answering the question of what is my air quality like in the building. We used a certified air quality sensor to collect data on air quality status in the building. Our solution actually allowed our customer to get air quality information in real time. I'm sure you also experienced that if you're in the casino industry, that this pattern that you see on the graph is something about the crowd or busyness of your casino. The busy time of the day during the week is after 5 p.m. to midnight. And as we get closer to the weekends, the indoor air pollution, in other words, smoke problem, gets even worse. You see the fine dust peak? They are representing the smoke, and they are getting wider and taller during the weekend. So it means that there are more people smoking in the casino during the weekend, and it shows you what time it's actually the busiest time. So this is something that the casinos will say, well, we know that because we know, for example, how many people are coming to our building. But then what else we could show them to show where that source is? So by installing multiple sensors in this space, we could create a network of air quality data collector and show the facility manager where exactly in the high pollution area is the high pollution area, and where do they need more attention. This is this on the right-hand side. You see a 1-minute video that I would like to play. Please, and this is from a test that we did at a local casino. Please pay attention to the day and time and where you see the arrow. And then you can actually see the difference between smoking and non-smoking area, and also how the non-smoking areas are affected by that. So you see on the bottom, this is only during the week. This part is the smoking area, and above it's the non-smoking area. But you can see that how smokes can actually get to those areas as well, when on the smoking area, the air quality gets very bad. As we get closer to the weekend, you can see how the air quality is getting worse and worse. And the complete casino get filled with smoke on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, so as we showed you in the video, how we can actually figure out where the problem is coming from and what the problem is. But remember the circle that I showed you. We said sensor and monitoring. We said problem identification. But then after that, we said mitigation solutions. So we didn't leave the facility manager with the question of, so what? Now I have the problem. What do I have to do? So that's why, with the help of our experts in filtration and purification, we used a solution, a retrofit solution like air purifier and bipolar ionization, and we provided a long-term, cost-effective solution that could improve the air quality. The picture that you see on the left side is an example of an average air quality during the weekend for a casino. And then before we have the solution in. But after that, when we turned on the solution, it shows that how it could actually improve the VOC level, which is the gas problem, or the smell problem in the casino, how we could actually improve it within a very short amount of time. So here it is, as I mentioned, that from an influx of poor online reviews and inadequate air quality, we could complete the control that we could get on indoor air quality in a couple of months in really using these 5 steps. The first one, measuring the fine dust of 2.5 micron, which is basically the smoke dust, and total volatile organic compound. And then we could find the pollution source. We could actually suggest a retrofit solution to improve that problem. We continued monitoring to show the effectiveness of that solution. And we provide the cleaner as an asset, which means that when you actually get the air quality settled at one point, you want to continue making sure that everything is at the high quality level, and have your predictive maintenance adjusted based on the data that you're receiving. So the first study went very well and led to more opportunities in the field of pollution source detection and mitigation for casinos. Now, Mac will walk you through the second case study that we did, which was about selecting the right filter for the building. I will hand it over to Mac.
Hello again, everybody. So on the slide that you see, you'll have some graphs that'll be popping up. And I like to make a note on the graph that Ellie was showing before, and these graphs right here, the importance was, of course, ceiling filters. Anybody who knows me knows that I just really push that really strong. And when you get your good filter performance, as you can see on one side compared to the other side, how we can really knock down the dirt and control it. Outdoor air, of course, is a serious concern. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, so here in Las Vegas, our outdoor air is very dirty. And when it comes down to your PM levels, it really doesn't care if it's tobacco smoke, if it's human skin, or if it's outdoor air. It can be anything, and it's going to register up for it. When we push good filtration and we get this kind of control, then we can start getting these graphs like they are, and we're getting that good filtration where we do get our peaks and the dirt is taken care of right away. When we use yeah, go ahead to the next one. So in order to do this, where most casinos do use MERV 14, what we have to keep in mind is what MERV 14 actually allows to go through when it is sealed. The casinos that we have done, not just with Ellie's, but through the years that I've been doing filtration, we've been able to really control the indoor air quality by saying, well, MERV 14 at this location works very good. But if I go to this location, it just wasn't good enough. So that's when we had to move up to MERV 15. And then, of course, even up to MERV 16. The type of filters, where it's the V8 or it's the panels or a pleat, it just really depends on the environment of what it's inside of. Go ahead, Ellie. There is a push, of course, for lower MERV filters inside every industry. People are trying to save money, but does it really save money? If we allow more dust, then we have more dust in the occupied area and higher housekeeping costs. We can compare this to if we take the MERV values and our efficiencies, and let's just call it a pie chart, and put that pie chart into a bucket. Can I control air quality by allowing 25% of the particulates back into the occupied space, or can I do it with 15%? Of course, the cost of cleaning coils. We're seeing cost of coil cleaning up to $2,000 now. It's getting expensive, but then we're looking at costs of cleaning the ducts, the cost of having dust on dampers, motors, fans. So just because we're using lower MERV filters doesn't really quite make sense sometimes unless they do work. So it is a review, and that's one thing that this air quality monitoring system is going to bring to you. Go ahead, Ellie. Next slide, yeah. So basically right here, what we can do with our monitoring is not just with the air quality, but also the monitoring of your filters. We can actually really tell you when your filters need to be changed. It's really not a guessing game anymore. One thing that we've seen is on push on our market is more expensive filters are going to save you money on energy. But really what saves money is reducing the static pressure. It can be done with pretty much any type of filter, filters that you're currently using and filters that you can spend a lot of money on. But the nice thing about monitoring your air quality and monitoring your filters, you're going to know in real time exactly what is happening with your system. Again, the guessing game is gone. Go ahead, Ellie. Next one.
Thank you very much, Mac. So in the next few slides, which is our last part of our presentation, we would like to show you how, what technology we helped the local casino, and we can help you to monetize that data for your facility. So basically, not only with the saving, but how can you also increase your revenue from improving the air quality in your building? So this is where we partner up our digital solution with Tridem, which has the more than 50 years of experience in filtration and also in supporting and giving service to casino industry. We basically offer a comprehensive and unparalleled visibility into air quality. We look at all the data that can be collected in your building related to indoor air quality management. We try to make sense out of that. Tridem Digital Suite collect air quality and HVAC operation condition and offers actionable insights, products, and services for the optimized clean air management at lowest operational and environmental cost. So our mission is to digitize the clean air management. We're providing transparency in air quality and filter optimization, energy management in real time. Remember, we talked about this circle a few slides ago. So we are about not only monitoring and problem identification and leave you with figuring out what to do with it. We provide the solution. And after that, we show that that solution was effective, and we go back to the full circle until we make sure that you're always maintaining the high quality of air inside your building. So very quick explanation of what our service and package look like. Our sensor and monitoring devices includes the air quality monitors from outdoor, indoor, and induct monitoring. They measured fine dust in different sizes, total volatile organic compounds, which are gases, CO2, formaldehyde, temperature, and humidity. We also measure, collect information from your HVAC system, pressure drop across the filters in different stages, coil, and fan. And with that, we can provide real-time reports on the indoor and outdoor air quality, also the filter status. On the problem identification side, you will have access to a web portal or an application to track the source of the pollution. As we showed you, we can help you with the pattern recognition of when the air quality is the worst and when it's okay to relax the HVAC system. We do have features like mold risk assessment for your building. Also, with the HVAC system maintenance, we provide the filter changeout alert based on the performance of the filter and indoor and outdoor air quality, as well as the status of the coil cleanliness. Our mitigation solutions, it comes from everything. We partner up with different companies. Of course, Tridem has a huge portfolio. We also partner up with a company called Atlas Air for bipolar ionization. So filtration and purification solutions that are really tailored to your air quality needs and requirements. With that, we also provide consultancy on ventilation. We provide help and consultancy and service to balance between the occupancy and also the CO2 level and also pollution level and your ventilation schedule. We understand that most of the casinos are on 100% fresh air intake, but we would like to actually sit with you and see if that is a most efficient way to improve the air quality in the building. And then, of course, with the monitoring solution that we have, we show visual evidence that your investment was right, and you can, at some point, start advertising that and use it as a differentiator to win over your competitor and say, hey, look, I have better air quality and, of course, increasing customer satisfaction in my building. The last point in the fifth step on that circle was clean air as a service. What clean air as a service and as an asset? What do we mean by that? It's really talking about the real-time monitoring of the critical air pollutions going forward, and then planning ahead for the air quality related maintenance before any complaint arise. We also thinking about filter delivery on time. So real-time monitoring of the filter status and coil cleanliness will allow you to actually adjust your predictive maintenance based on when it's needed, not when it's recommended on the time base. We also automatically deliver the filters to you, so the filters shouldn't wait or sit on the warehouses on areas that is taking some space. And we also provide effective solution continuously. So you will have access to a large portfolio of high quality filtration products. Also, you can save energy and cost with effective filtration and ventilation, and that cost saving can be from not only energy, it can be also from material saving, labor saving, and also service. You might ask, like, what is the business models? How do we pay for it? How does it look like? So it is a monthly subscription, which actually includes the continuous monitoring of 1 or 2 filter stage and also air quality monitoring. It has a continuous assessment of your building in terms of air quality and balancing it and making continuous recommendation and providing solutions and recommendation to deliver and maintain clean air inside your building. So one of the examples was automatic filter delivery, for example, or we will be on site on the time that the coil needs to be cleaned. The value for you will be to use the air quality as a differentiator, as I said. You can focus your budget dollars on the areas that are in need of a higher level of filtration rather than the areas that just need some level of filtration. You saw that most of the casinos have distinct areas for non-smoking and smoking. So let's put more focus on the smoking area and relax on the non-smoking areas and see how we can actually balance it in a proper way. So we talked about using the dollar value. What does that really mean? So on the air quality services, we could help one of our customers to increase customer satisfaction by 10%. Based on, and this is calculated based on how much more time a customer spend time inside the casino. Each customer spend on average $150 per casino visit, and the average time that they spend is 1 hour. So what if you can actually increase that a little bit? With the filter service, you can reduce the filter related cost by 15%. That really means that based on the time that needs to be changed, you choose the right filter for your building. You not only save on the labor, you also save on the material, on the housekeeping, and on the energy. So I would like Mac to actually summarize what we talked about. And go ahead, Mac.
There, it took a little bit for my mouse to get there. Okay, in closing,
okay.
Indoor air quality really is not complicated when you have the right tools and you're not playing that guessing game to resolve IAQ issues. We hope you have enjoyed our presentation and the 2 points. 1, understand the important factors of air quality management, and 2, of course, better engagement and retaining more customers. The other thing that we like to talk about, just to touch real quick, is on the sensoring, the monitoring, problem identification, migrating solutions. What we like to bring out is that when you do proper filtration, we've done casinos with MER 15, 16 efficiencies, and they've gone 7, 8 years without even touching their coils, and their coils were clean. So when we really do proper filtration and we are monitoring them very closely, we can actually take care of your air quality, control your energy, and control the HVAC system in a proper preventive maintenance schedule, which also, of course, includes, helping you with your belts. So that pretty much is everything. I'll give it back to Ellie. If there's any kind of a questions or something you want to talk about us privately, we'll be more than happy to help you. So thank you for joining us.
Sure. At the last slide, I would like to show you a special offer. If you see on the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see the offer for our webinar guests. This is only to actually reach out to us, schedule a call now with us, and we would just like to have a conversation, a 30-minute conversation with you if we are a right fit together. With that conversation, you'll get a free building assessment as well as 1 month of air quality data for your building. So please don't lose the opportunity and click the button and schedule a call with us. We would really like to speak with you and see how we can actually work together to improve the customer satisfaction at casinos. With that, I would like to actually stop sharing my screen and go through your questions one by one if there are any. So feel free to type in your questions if you have. So I have a question from Robert that is asking about what is the average cost for this. And it really depends on how many sensors you would like to have in your building. We have a bundle cost. And at the same time, we have a promotion for and discount for our early customers. So I would like to speak in private or and on a separate conversation with you and see how we can actually work out the cost. But it is it's something that we have to work out depending on how big your facility is. We have a question from Samuel. What opinion do they have with the use of ozone in air purification, odor elimination? So the interesting results that we had from our test was shown that the ionizer worked pretty much very good for them. And the reason they want to do continuous monitoring is that when the level of the ionization is dropping, they can identify it before it actually passes the hard deadline for that, and then they can actually replace those tubes as soon as possible before the indoor air quality get bad again and people start noticing it. Okay, Robert is asking about what will be the cost of 2 sensors. So we have monthly subscription, so you don't pay for the sensor itself upfront. Is really no payment upfront, but you have a monthly subscription. The subscription that includes the sensor and the data analytics, and that is about $200 per sensor per month for the discounted version that we have at this point. So Raphael is asking a question that he's wondering if there is a way to estimate the amount of sensors required by specific criteria. That's why we are asking you to schedule a conversation with us. If you send us like a size of your facility and a floor plan, we can actually estimate it, how many sensors you need, and then we do a site visit to actually recommend where to put those those sensors. Our sensors for air quality, they cover about 5,000 square foot of area. So, but for casinos, we most probably need a more dense network to be able to have a accurate heat map of air quality in the building. But definitely, when we have a conversation, we can come up with an estimate of how many sensors you need for your building. Robert, are these sensors in the units themselves, or are these spread throughout the building? Depending on which sensor you're talking about, so the indoor air quality sensors are inside the building because it's measuring the air that people are breathing. For the HVAC sensors, they are we will install them on the units. Either it can be inside or outside. And also in-duct air quality sensors will also be installed in the units. Okay, so the sensors all powered, connected. They're not battery operated because they need to send a lot of amount of data. So it will the battery will run out very quickly. The air handling unit sensors, they are working with cellular network, and the indoor air quality sensors are working with Wi-Fi of the building. And with a couple of casinos and universities and commercial businesses, we worked out a very safe way to actually hook up our sensors to a Wi-Fi, so there is no issue with the security and data privacy breach. Oh, I see Mac bring a good point. Is it can it be connected to building management or a building automation system? We at this point we are working as a retrofit solution. As for the retrofit solution for and not connecting to the BMS, but of course we do have a way to connect that. We only have to work with the BMS supplier for your building to be able to do that. So customer specific and based on what they demand, we will have a separate discussion on that for sure. Robert, if you don't mind, I will reach out to you on the side, and we can have a discussion and answer most of your questions. I see that you're now sending emails, sending messages in private. What are the maintenance on the sensors? So sensors, usually the ones that we provide, the maintenance of those sensors are almost nothing. So all of them can be rebooted, and firmware can be updated automatically through cloud system and remotely. If there is any issue, if there is any problem with the sensors, we will take care of it. That's the beauty of having a monthly subscription and not paying for the sensor up front, is that we will basically take care of the sensor if there is any problem with it. But until now, running these sensors globally for over 2 years, we didn't have many issues. Some of the sensors had to be replaced, of course. It's an electronic device, can be defective. But then after we replaced those sensors, we didn't have any issues. Samuel, we are updating Trident webpage, and we will send you more information on the sensor itself. Okay, guys, if you don't have any more questions right now, I would like to close it with a couple of words. First of all, thank you very much, Mac, for helping us and giving us a lot of feedback and support, and also being a guest speaker in our webinar. Really appreciate that. At the same time, please don't forget to click on the offer and schedule a time with us. We will send you the recording of this webinar so you can share with your colleagues, friends, whoever you think that might be interested in that. Please stay tuned because you're going to hear from us much more. If there is any more questions in the email that will come, you will have my email address and Mac's email address to reach out to us and ask your questions as well. Thank you very much for joining us. It was a pleasure for me to actually do this webinar, and looking forward to working with you guys. Have a good morning, afternoon, and evening if you're in Europe.